Hey farm hands, welcome back to part 2 of the mini Hulk build. So in today's episode, what we're going to do is start doing the plumbing and some drilling and get this all put together. So on the last episode you guys seen, we drilled the holes on the gumball machine and we cut some of the material out so we could do the plumbing. And I just put a clear coat on it. I'll just show you a clip of that in a minute. So it looks pretty good, like check it out. So I remember we did all the purple, like the Hulk's pants and stuff, and then the green. Turned out awesome. There's where we cut out the top. So that turned out really well. And then here's the top piece. Dina, I got her to paint it for me, and she painted the black, and she's like, hey, why don't I just do almost like the Lego hair? See that? Isn't that pretty neat? So I can just give you a dry run here. So there's the globe part of the aquarium. We'll just set that there for now. I gotta make sure this sits a lot better than it is. We'll have to work on that. And then just put the piece on top, boom. It looks like it's hair. So that's pretty cool. So it's turned out really nice, and it's all fluorescent, so it'll really pop with the AI26's HD. And then remember the sump? I printed off a stencil, cut it all out, and I got Dina to tape it on and paint it. All I have to do is just go around and outline this so it says Mini Hulk on the sump. So to get started, what we need to do is, so we got some of the plumbing parts that we're gonna plumb this all up with, and we're gonna do a little bit of drilling, some gluing, and then we're just gonna dry fit it, because this is the piece of pipe here. And what I wanna do is I wanna either get the torch or a burner, and I wanna mold this to the curvature of inside the tank. And how we're gonna do that is, where is it here? I got some pipe cleaners. It's the stuff that's flexible, so I can go inside it and we can do the curvature so I can get a measurement of how much pipe I'm gonna need to try to make it exact. And then I would like to take the other plumbing here, or the other RO line. I ended up picking up some, this is from Cobalt Aquatics. See the color of it? Exactly gonna match. And then I'm gonna fasten this to the side of the overflow, and so it can have that curve too. So we can notch this pipe. And then we're gonna paint this black with a Krylon, and it's reef safe. And then we just want to keep the water level in the aquarium where that we want it. So right now we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna take this and we're gonna drill out the bottom and do the plumbing, dry fit it. And then we're gonna take the return pipe. We're gonna bend that, get that all put together, and then we're gonna drill all the bulkheads into the little mini sump here. So let's go ahead and get this started. So I marked the tank right here. That's where we're gonna do the first bulkhead. I just put a bit on it so we don't crack the tank. So I'm just gonna do a starter bit, put it on slow. So there you go, we got the little starter hole. So now I can use a little bit bigger bit. We'll see where we're at here. A few more. We're almost there, guys. You guys see the hole? Right there. All right, so I got it all drilled out. You guys can see inside, and there's the bulkhead coming out the back. And that's the reducer for the next piece of pipe that we're gonna do. That's gonna slide into here. We're just gonna let that dry. So that's the inner piece that's going to reduce it. So this is all glued, it's all mounted in there right now. So that's perfectly good to go. So what I need to do is just need to let this dry. While we're waiting for the return to dry, let's start putting the fittings here into the little sump. So let's move some of this out of the way again. So this is the one here. We got to get into the sump, and I want to keep it as close as I can near the top. So let's mark this out. So I want to be able to get as much water into this sump as possible, because I got this little, this is the Coral Life BioCube protein skimmer. I posted it on Instagram and we get a lot of mixed reviews on it. They're saying that it doesn't work well. Some people guys say it works great if you upgrade the little piece of wood here that creates all the little micro bubbles for it. So we're gonna try it. This is about 60 bucks. We'll give it a whirl, see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll end up probably making my own. But it's a pretty cool little skimmer. But like I said, mixed reviews. You guys, you can follow me on Instagram as well. I'm on all social media. It'd be awesome if you guys check that out. Whew, I'm telling you one thing, it is hot here in Canada. We're looking at like 40 some degrees. It is killing. I don't know if you guys can see that I'm sweating. It's a very hot day today. So that's the protein skimmer we're gonna be putting on it. Okay, so I'm gonna mark this out. I wanna put this fitting as close as I can. Whoa, shapers. Put it as close as I can near the top, because I wanna have as much height in here to run that protein skimmer. So I'm gonna mark this right now. Right there. So I'm gonna switch out my bits here. And we're gonna take our time and we're gonna slowly drill this out so we don't mess it. Probably with acrylic, you gotta take your time, you don't wanna crack it. We got our starter hole. Switch out our bit. Now, where is that? I want this to fit as perfectly as I can because I didn't realize about almost a different size of the end here. So I don't have anything to make a washer right now. So I sort of want to make it almost the right size so I can just thread it in, maybe throw some silicone behind it. See how close we are there. A little more. There, see that? I just took my time and it's starting to thread in right there. I'm just gonna put a little bead of silicone around this before I get it all the way there, and then we'll be good to go. So let's put a little bit of silicone around it. Just to say we did. There we go, it's threading right in. And then that silicone will just spread right out through it. There we go. Nice and tight, solid there. See? So there's one down. I think that's all I'm gonna have in there right now. So I'm gonna show you. So I got the oscillator 3155 from Tunzi. So I have an extra one. I had one that actually fell in the tank. It's not running the greatest, but I have a brand new pump, and this should give it a lots of flow. So I'm thinking that this one's just gonna sit in here And I'm not gonna have to put a little bulkhead in for this one at all. All right, farm hands, so I got the tank all mounted, it's good to go. All the fittings are put in. The overflow pipe is complete. So I'm just gonna do now is just clean this up a bit. We're gonna try to see if we can actually bend it. After looking at it, putting it in here, I don't know if there's really that much of a if we should really bother even. All right, so we got the globe, it's all mounted. I end up hot gluing it right into the base so it can't come apart. I put my level on it to make sure everything was all leveled out before I end up going on my desk. So we're definitely decent, so the water stays nice and level at the top. I'm just wondering, like, at this point, should I just cut this and just make the little overflow? Do you think let me take a look at it from this angle. If it could really, I don't think it could really matter that much, to be honest with you. By the time you try to bend it over and curve that, it's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna measure what the height we wanna try to keep the flow at. I'm thinking right there. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna cut this and we're gonna paint this up. Right there, I'm gonna cut that right there. Where's my cutters? Got some pipe cutters. So I'm just gonna cut it here. Dry run that. Take a little more off. So we don't want the water too high at the top of the tank. Okay, let's try that. I'm gonna mark out some little notches here, you know, like on the overflow boxes. See if I can keep them even. And then I'm just gonna take, I got a portable bandsaw here, and that's how we're gonna cut it up. Let me move some of this stuff out before we end up smashing something. Let's just turn this over just like a table saw. Like that. I'm just gonna cut, I think I'm gonna cut 4 notches. So I'm gonna make an X.
Leave the saw back and forth, you can actually just make the grooves in it because it's just little plastic.
See, just making a little 4 X's on, or an X right across the top, so it'd be 4 notches out. Whoop. All right, so I just dropped it. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna file in there and make it really smooth. Just got my file here and I'm just gonna file in between.
Looking good? You guys can see the little X on the top?
This black, glossy. And then we're gonna mount this in the tank. So we're getting pretty close, guys. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out of here, we'll go to my office and we'll end up putting all the plumbing together onto the sump. And then clean everything up. And then we can put some sand and get some water in here. So to clean, if we're gonna do the cycle for this tank, all I'm gonna do is my Yoda build. I'm just, it's all cycled and I got snails. You guys see me put my cleanup crew in there. I'm gonna just do a water change on that and fill this up with the water out of there so it's got all the bacteria it needs. And I used up Fritz Design 9 to start that cycle on that tank. I just fed it with a little bit of Rod's food and everything worked pretty good. The OPR is climbing on it. I'm looking for about 350, 400. It's about 250 now. It's getting there. So there we go. Got the little X on the top of it and I'm gonna glue that in right there. We'll mount that up and we should be good to go. I'm gonna just add a little piece of RO line on the inside, I think. I'm not sure what I wanna do with that yet. I got a little check valve for the return line. So really, I don't have to put a little head on there. It would be good if I could just get a little bit of flow going on. So we'll see what we're gonna do there. All right, bring you guys up close. So I just want to show you, this is where I end up putting the hot glue, beat it around so it can't come off at all. And I put my level on the top to make sure it was gonna be level on the desk. And then you guys can see right inside. So there's our connections. So that the 1/2 inch right there is for our overflow, and the middle one there is for our RO line. That's gonna be for the return. And this is gonna sit right in here. I'm just gonna paint this like that. And then there's the little X on the top for the overflow. So you can see it's how close it is to the brim. And what else? Yeah, so everything's good to go. And now I got everything ready for the sump. There's the return line. I got the Tunzi oscillator pump, the 3155. We're gonna do that up, and then we're gonna do a little bit of, I got all the wiring over here for it. There's the float that I want to put in the little sump, and there's the optical eye right there. These are great oscillators, ATO pumps. It's a good system. This is one I actually dropped it in the water, but I'm gonna open it up again and see if I can clean it up and get it to work. If not, well, we'll be doing some jimmy rig and splicing. I got a couple different ones in there, but it'll work perfect for this. And what else I got this little this 10 watt heater from my Aqueon. So it's up for like 5 gallons. It's just shatterproof, submersible, and it'll fit right in there. See the size of that little thing? So I'm hoping this is what's will be good. And I got a couple check valves for one comes for the skimmer right here. This is the skimmer that we're running, and it needs a check valve for the air. And then I got one here, it's gonna be for the return, so nothing can back up and overflow onto my desk. And then there's the little, just to recap, that's the one we just threaded in with a little bit of silicone behind it for the overflow. And then this, we put that on there last night. It actually glows really nicely, but I just need to clean up the edges. And yeah, so right now I'm just gonna clean everything up. Figure out what I'm going to do with the return line, and I'm going to take everything on the desk, and then that's when we can get started and start plumbing this all together. So I want to show you what I've done now. So let's come in here. As you guys can see, I'm getting a bit of a glare. So there's my return line. I have it going up, and right now I'm just going to have it wrap around the return. So what it does is gives it a bit of a 90, and it'll give it like water swirling around in there, give that effect. And then there's the overflow, and you see how I have a curve there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it like that or not, but I want it to be able to make like a current inside the tank, so because there's gonna be no power heads in there. So that's how it all goes together. So all we have to do now is plumb everything to the little sump. So everything's ready to go. So it's coming along, eh? Pretty decent. So all I have to do now is I'm gonna clean this all up, and then let's go into my office, and we're going to plumb this all up, get some water movement. All right, farm hands, we're back in my office. I got the little Hulk tank. It's all set up right here. I just need to clean them up, take some water and vinegar and clean the glass and all the paint, get them all nice and shiny again. And then I think that's it for tonight. The next episode, we'll do all the plumbing for it. We'll add the water and start getting everything ready so we can have fish and corals. So it's looking really awesome. I put the AI HD 26 over the tank, and then I just got to finish my my sump here and fix that says Mini Hulk on there, and we'll be good to go. So thanks for tuning in this week, guys. I really appreciate it. The tank's really coming along, and I can't wait to get some fish and corals in there. And this is where I edit my office, and I can have this little tank right here just to enjoy. So please subscribe and hit that like button.